will want to go ahead and introduce the product. The thing is, interviewers don't know every single product that has ever existed. As an interviewer, I'm not necessarily going to know all of the products that you use on a daily basis. And so what you'll need to do is you need to bring me up to speed on what that product is. You want to provide that concise summary of what the product does and who its target audience is. So here's an example. Hinge is a dating app for users who seek long-term relationships instead of short-term flings. You can see here that the product is described very clearly and that its target audience is also described really clearly. Keep in mind that this question is a test of your product management skills. How quickly can you bring other people up to speed? So try not to take more than 1 or 2 sentences to describe the product. As an example, you could talk all day about all the different features that Google Maps has, but that's not the point. The point is to quickly summarize what it does and who it serves. So now we've introduced the product to our interviewer. What happens next? Well, the reality is that products don't operate in a vacuum. They're always within some market, and markets always have competitors. So you need to determine what are the different competitors and substitutes for that product. Let's talk a little bit about the difference between a competitor and a substitute. So for example, let's talk about streaming movies. Netflix and Hulu and HBO Max are all competitors because they're directly aiming for that same share of attention, that same share of budget for the user. They're trying to solve the exact same need. But there are also lots of substitutes for the same thing. So as an example, someone might decide that they're not going to watch Netflix because they want to play video games instead. And so the Nintendo Switch is a substitute for Netflix. So a substitute is something that similarly solves the pain, even though it's not within the same product category. If you're talking about a product where you don't think there are actually any competitors, well, make sure you talk through substitutes. For example, people might say that crypto exchanges or NFT exchanges are products that don't really have competitors. While that might be true for now, they definitely have substitutes, right? Robinhood is a stock market trading app, and that means that it competes as a substitute with anything that is an NFT exchange. So as you talk about the competitive landscape, describe how large that market is. In fact, if you happen to have statistics on how large that market is, whether it's in terms of number of users or annual revenue, that further demonstrates that you really understand the product. You also want to talk about who the key competitors are and how this product is positioned in the market and how its competitors are positioning themselves in the market. Keep in mind that no product is perfect. No product can perfectly solve the pains for all different kinds of user segments. Different competitors will do better in different areas, and you need to acknowledge that fact.